am so glad to have Egypt Sharrod here at the She Treat. We are so excited. Reclaim, and that word, what does that mean to you?
Reclaim, to me, which you're going to hear me talk about in a bit, is more about reclaiming our power, your personal sense of power. And sometimes as women, we're trying to be so many things to so many people. We're trying to fill in all the voids in our family life, and we're still trying to live our own life to the fullest, and sometimes that can be compromised, and we wind up giving away more of ourselves than we even realize, just a little bit more every day, you know, and often willingly, to our children, to our husband, to our families, especially if you're a caretaker, you know, for another family member. So reclaiming is about rediscovering who you are and whose you are.
Yes. Wow, that is powerful. And when you said, when we do that, because we're nature, women, we are nurturers by nature. And we just give out, you know, we can just do everything. You know, we can do.
We try.
I'm every woman thing. And I know some people have that thing. It's like, well, I don't need no one's help. I don't need a man. I don't need all this. And, but I think that reclaiming ourselves is an awesome thing. I love the theme here. And it's just amazing that a lot of women do not take time for themselves. And sometimes when we think we're taking time for ourselves, we're not actually.
That's true.
So they were saying a lot of things.
Because our minds are still going.
Yes.
So you're sitting there and you're like, oh, like myself, last night on the plane on the way here, it was the first time I had a chance to just sit still. And you think, okay, I'm just going to relax, but your mind continues to go and think about all the things you got to do. Oh, I got to get the kids to go. Oh, I got to pick up some new uniforms. So you're never really renewing spirit. And that's another thing, you know, that they're doing here. What is it? Refresh, renew, reclaim.
Reclaim.
I'm going to talk about redefining as well.
Ooh, good. Now, what are some of the things that you do sometimes, just to kind of just do nothing? I call it a do nothing day.
No, I'm giggling because that's a joke. Do we really have a do nothing day?
Yes.
We may try to have a do nothing day and then it still turns into something else. Well, I excavated my backyard. We had about 1.5 acres of land. It was completely wooded, and the one thing that was really important to me was to have just a serenity garden, an outdoor space, a place where I could go and meditate.
Yes.
So I did it under the guise of creating a playground for my kids.
Okay.
But really, I created a little space, a little sacred space for myself, where I could just go every morning because, you know, I work for myself so often. I work from home, but I can go outside every morning, just barefoot in the grass, walk around, smell my flowers that I planted, you know, spin around, lay on the ground if I want to, and just sit still. There's so much value in stillness because when the world's chaotic and everything's going on around you, and often we're a part of the chaos and we don't even realize it. So when we stay still, be still, realign with spirit, often it stops or it slows. So that's what I try to do. It's not much, but I just go out in my garden, in my grass every morning and just do something silly, spin around or do a cartwheel.
Yes. Wow, I love that. I really love that. And let's talk about your book.
It was a labor of love, honestly, because, you know, what I do, my niche is real estate. I teach wealth empowerment and how to own your own, you know, be the co-creator of your own destiny. But what I often find is my email inbox is so full every day, and it's impossible to be productive and answer every email from people from here to Alaska often. So I said, let me put it in a book. If I just, you know, committed to a book, then what I can say is, read my book.
Yes,
you know?
that's good.
Writing a book was probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life because, as I said, everything's happening. The world keeps moving, even though you want to sit still and think and be creative. So what I decided to do was, you know, every week I would sit down, at least for an hour, and write, just write. But these were already things I knew. Well, what you find when you're writing is it's up here and you can speak it well, but how do you convey it so that someone will want to continue reading it and you make it come alive on paper? That was the challenge. Wow. It's been a while since I was in school.
Okay.
So,
I understand that. Well, thank you. And Egypt Sharrod. I have Shayne with me, and we're going to just talk briefly about what she does. What is the Women's Alliance, Survivors Alliance?
Women's Survivors Alliance. We are a 501c3 organization, and we work with women cancer survivors from all over the world. And we have 3 ribbons of support. We have an event that we hold in Nashville
Yes.
that we're actually going to start taking it on the road. We also have an online magazine that Rhonda is a contributor to.
Yes.
And we have kind of a stage show, a storytelling event that we do. So we support women cancer survivors from all over the world.
Wow, this is great. So how can somebody contact you?
You can go to womensurvivorsalliance.org, and then you'll actually be able to see all that we do from there.
Yes.
We're constantly changing, we're constantly growing, and I love working with women cancer survivors, being a cancer survivor myself. So.
Wow, this is great. Tell us a little bit about your bout with cancer.
It was 29 years ago. I was diagnosed with ovarian and uterine cancer. I went through 8 doctors before someone believed me because I was only 20 years old at that
8
time.
doctors.
I did. I went through 8 doctors, and no one believed at such a young age that could be happening to me. And it was, and we got through it, and it was a hard journey. So I'm kind of living my purpose now,
Yes.
and which is what the She Treat is all about, is learning
Yes.
how to live through your purpose.
Yes, it
and
is.
I'm very excited to be able to bring my message, my message,
Yes.
to folks, and to share to this on this wonderful retreat.
Well, this is great, and it's amazing how women over the years we have given out to everyone. Where you're walking around and just torn up inside, and
absolutely.
depleted.
Yes.
But it's just awesome for women to come together and just kind of just recognize that we need to take our life back.
That's exactly
as
right.
well. We're caregivers and nurturers, by nature, and that's what we do. And I'm excited about today and all the women that's coming in to get recharged and get rejuvenated today.
I am too. And Rhonda, I first met Rhonda last year, about a year ago, when we actually brought our storytelling event to Raleigh.
Wow.
And she was one of our cast members.
Okay.
And I was so impressed by who she was and what she was going to do.
Okay.
And what she just finished the first She Treat.
Yes.
And she was gearing up for this one, and here I am for this one. So she's just been an amazing woman, and I can't give her enough credit for really recognizing that we as women really do need to reclaim ourselves from
Yes.
time to time.
Yes.
We're so busy, and we have so much going on, and
Yes.
this is a perfect time to stop and then really revisit who we are, find maybe a different purpose, a new purpose.
I love that.
And just live it,
Yes.
and live it.
I really love that when you said revisit who we are.
Yeah.
That is just awesome.
Yeah.
And I thank you for coming out. And I'll be in. I'm going to be a part of the panel.
Good.
The panels, and I'll be in there too. And I'm just looking forward to hearing you speak today.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank
Great.
you, Karen Shayne. I have Monica Dennis with me from Be Zentful. What is Be Zentful?
So a lot of people ask me, what is Be Zentful?
Yes.
And the first thing I say is, Crystal, if we're gonna live, let it be Zentful. And they're like, okay, that sounds good. Well, what does that mean? Basically, we have a choice every day. When we wake up, we can live in celebration of a new day,
Yes.
or we can choose to let the day, go by and not take time to embrace the day, the moment that we're living in. Be Zenful, I work with groups of women,
Yes.
and we find ways to kind of decompress and take the stress away from living healthy, and just honoring our she-ness,
Yes.
honoring our uniqueness, our you-ness, and
Yes.
just taking a step back from the crazy and just be Zenful.
Wow.
Just live full of Zen.
Wow, that is awesome. And how did you meet Rhonda?
Rhonda and I met through National Association of Professional Women, NAPW,
Yes.
and she was the president of our local chapter, and I was vice president of the chapter, and we just clicked. We're very like-minded women, and we kind of put together this local chapter of different community activities together, and I just fell in love with this woman.
Wow.
She's fabulous, so yes.
Oh, good, good. Talk a little bit about third degree solutions.
Oh, wow. That is like something that I've been dreaming about for a long time. So Third Degree Solutions, we actually work with collegiate and C-suite managers on leadership. So it started out as in, we were interviewing a lot of students that weren't ready for corporate. They look great on paper, but when they come into the business world, they're having a hard time forming with the teams and actually presenting themselves, communicating, and just basic networking. So we had a gap there. They know the technology, they know what they know,
Yes.
but they don't know how to communicate that part. So our team decided to go back to the colleges. Let's help some of the students out. So I started coaching. I'm John Maxwell certified in leadership, so why not teach them leadership, because it's all about the influence. So if we get the leaders on campus, we're hoping that they would influence everybody else. Well, that has spawned colleges, and now we're doing high schoolers, middle school, because they are looking for jobs for the summer and so forth. So now that's the charge. The other piece of it is for Third Degree, when I came out speaking, I was like, oh, I don't speak to women's groups. And they were like, no, we want you to speak to a women group. I don't do women's groups. And you know, God is real funny. And he was like, no, that's why you can speak. Wow. You need to go back and help everybody else to help you. Like yourself, when I met you, helping me in the mess. I got surrounded by a lot of ladies that I didn't realize at that time, back in 2009, they were creating Third Degree. My idea of Third Degree and what they were saying Third Degree was two different things. So we've broken it up into two arms. I have the corporate Third Degree that speaks, but I'm also Michelle Speaks. And I am simply sowing seeds, and that is just serving and encouraging others. So I speak with women's groups, church organizations, and I tell women, now is your time. You can do anything. I think we're at this age, especially for me, I'm 49 now, and I'm still recreating myself.
Yes.
And I came from Shelby, North Carolina, where my mom is like, no, you are where you are, and you stay here.
Yes.
No, this is the new age woman.
Yes.
We keep recreating, we keep reinventing to whatever the need is. We do it all the time in our homes, and I'm telling ladies, do it now outside the home. You want to recreate this new thing, recreate this gift that we are going to be able to help these kids out, help the next generation out, help the next woman out. So that's what we do, and that's my charge.
I love that. So Frankie, when did your business start, Talk Health?
So Talk Health with Frankie was originally a limited liability company in 2009. We kind of re-ramped and became a nonprofit organization established in 2015. So we've only been a nonprofit for the last couple of years, but the history is much longer than that.
Wow. And so what sparked you to start this?
Well, it came from my experience in healthcare. So I have been in the field of medicine for now 15 years. And my last position was in the oncology center, one of the oncology, nurses there. And I just saw people struggle with life. And it just made me question, why is this happening? It didn't discriminate. Cancer doesn't discriminate. And anyone from any age, from any race, had been affected, and I just wanted to know more. So I continued my journey in education to find out, where is this coming from? And I just found out a lot about alternative measures and how to prevent disease. So it came from a place that was more meaningful to me because I seen the struggle firsthand.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you work with cancer patients a lot?
Currently, I actually have been in the primary care setting.
Okay.
So I'm the clinical staff nursing supervisor at Durham Family Medicine.
Okay.
So I've been in that practice for 9 years now.
Wow.
So I've been in management for a couple of years. So we actually deal with more diabetic, hypertension, obesity.
Okay.
So the nonprofit idea came from the need of the community in Durham. It's kind of underserved there. There's nothing like that in a nonprofit organization geared to helping people change their lifestyles. It's more treating them with medicine, and I don't agree with that. So the idea came from a place where I saw the need.
What was your experience also with the other speakers?
I was telling some of my friends who had came to support me today, I just felt connected. Some of the things that even Egypt said was one of the things that I had in my speech, leading with love, and how everything just kind of just melted together. And I just feel like it was uplifting, it was meant to be. We were put into this room at this time for a reason, and I'm just blown away. It was just amazing.
Wow. So Dr. Davis, you were the last speaker today.
Yeah.
It was so fiery. It was wonderful. The women, I mean, they received so much from the things that you said. You basically just sat through and just saw everything today. What is your overall, what is this talk about? What did you think happened today? What was your experience?
I thought it was phenomenal, but I also thought it was very enriching and empowering and inspiring all at the same time. It was provocative. We were able to hear other people's stories. We were able to put ourselves in those stories. I think people who have been through things, who may not have already felt like they've gotten through it, got courage to do that. I think that some of those who were fearful or stuck got unstuck today. I think that there were some breakthroughs, and so as I sat there, I was really encouraged that all the stories that were being shared to help someone else who have already either been there or on their way. And so I thought that today's whole She Treat today was really, I think, the appropriate focus of renewing, refreshing, and refocusing, and I loved it. I got a lot out of it as well.
So Terry, how did you enjoy the She Treat today?
She Treat was absolutely exceptional. The speakers were fantastic. The subject matter was relevant.
Yes.
The fellowship was remarkable and warm, and there was just such a beautiful kindredness here among women from, out of state, locally. It was just beautiful, and I applaud Rhonda for being the exceptional visionary that she is.
Yes. All right, Dama, tell us your experience here at the She Treat today.
My experience has been a great one so far. I've been really impressed with the speakers that have been here, and they've been really inspiring. I think this was a very good decision for me to take the Saturday out and to come, and I'm really enjoying myself. The reclaiming myself message is very strong. It's a very positive message, so.
It has been amazing. This is my first year that I've been able to attend. I like how the women have been able to just come together and really feed on each other and build off of each other. And that is always, to me, very important because it's been very intentional.
And I think with most of the speakers, it's all been about the experiences that they have built them up, and made them better people, and they have a testimony to tell someone else, and that's what builds us up. Listening to the testimonies of others, we don't have to stay right here, but we can do better because someone else says this happened to me, and that you can do the same thing. So I love it. I love that.
Yes.
It has been phenomenal. The speakers have been awesome. I have been able to take away so many nuggets from each guest speaker. So I'm just excited to implement it into my life and as I go forward.
It has been a great experience, life-changing already. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do in my life to move forward, to progress, just to rebuild and reclaim myself.
It was phenomenal. I can't think of a better adjective to describe what I feel right now. Every speaker has been like a sister. They didn't come with, when you go to a conference, it's very, professional. These were sisters, talking as sisters. And we felt so at home and at ease. We laughed. We just had fun and learned so much. I know so much right now. I just can't wait to get out and just start moving with my life forward.
It's been a very inspiring day. I'm ready to take this information and move forward. Just like the She Treat talks about reflecting, refocusing, and renewing. So I'm ready to jump out there and do that. So.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Everything, it over exceeded my expectation. It was amazing. The speakers were powerful, very powerful.
Uplifting, empowering, just everything I expected and more.
Yes.
The women, I think it represented each kind of woman that we have. I could relate from a sister to a mother, from being best friends, and that I think Egypt said it best, we're more alike than we are different.
My experience here was amazing. Just, walking away with a lot of inspirational quotes during the program. Being at this program was very inspirational, and I can, walk away just knowing that this is something I'm gonna do, and I look forward to doing it and striving and pushing forward and getting it done.
It over exceeded my expectations, I can tell you that. I walked into the room and the vibe immediately this morning was just positive. It just continued. It continued on into the room throughout the day. And I think that's, you know, coming from New York for this event, you want to know that it's going to be worth it. Far exceeded my expectations.
Rhonda, this has been an awesome experience. I had no idea what I was going to encounter when I came today.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Yes, the women that I talked to and all of those things, it was positive, just so many good things that they talked about.
Yes.
How do you feel today?
I think that deep breath just says it all, because I am elated that so many women were able to receive the message that we were trying to relay. The day's experience, taking women through reflection, refocusing, and renewing themselves towards purpose, I think they got it. I think they got it. I've heard so much positive feedback from those who attended, and so I'm very pleased. I'm very grateful. And I'm just happy,
Wow. What was one of the most, there were a lot of things said today. There were a lot of bombs dropped, that's what I call it.
Yes.
I said they were atomic bombs.
Yes.
And they were just words to lift women out of whatever they're in, or just give you that push to go and move forward.
Yes.
What was one of the greatest things that stood out to you?
Wow, Egypt really, as she said it, she pulled back the layers. And whenever I've seen her before, it's always been in a different setting, right? She's always talking about real estate and some of our other things. So we were able to see a different side than I think others have been exposed to. And that to me was what was most special, that she was open and willing to share her personal experiences with us. And when you do that, you make yourself so identifiable with others, and that's what this is all about, being able to share personal experience so that others can relate to and learn from those experiences. So for her to feel comfortable enough in the She Treat experience to be able to share those things, I think was profound. I think it was wonderful.
Wow.
And listen, I'm just blessed enough to have been surrounded with these kinds of women, to include yourself. I mean, I appreciate your input into our panel, telling and sharing your story, because one thing that I have learned in talking with so many of the different speakers that we had today, everyone has a story to tell. And when you tell your story, so many other people can learn from your journey. And so I think that's what's so special about the She Treat, in that it is an intimate setting. It is a setting by which people literally feel comfortable enough to share of themselves, to give of themselves, so that everyone else can receive. And so it's a give and it's a take, but it's really a communal experience. It really is a communal experience, and I just hope and pray that everyone was able to take away a nugget or 2 or 10. I have lists and lists of things that I took away. One of the most powerful things to me was success is peace. Peace. Just being at peace with yourself, being at peace with your career, being at peace with your family life, being at peace in whatever aspect, that to me is powerful. And like I said, there were so many other nuggets that I could have taken away, and I did take away, but that one in this moment, for whatever reason, stands out is one of the more profound messages that I received. So I just hope that the women were able to take something away, and they're really motivated to be able to apply that to their lives. That's the challenging part, right? When we're in this setting, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel great, I'm so motivated to tackle the world. And then you step back into the crazy and you lose sight and you lose focus. So my next mission and my continuing mission is going to be, how can we continue this journey outside of the experience? And so we're gonna have additional sessions throughout the year
She Treat mini-series where we'll bring in smaller sessions throughout the year to help to connect the dots between what we have in the larger She Treat experience, and we'll have some mini-series to help to connect the dots throughout the year to hold ourselves accountable. So many of us were talking about accountability partners. Let the She Treat be your partner. We're going to partner with you, and we're going to take you through the journey, and then next year we'll be able to come back to celebrate once again.
That is a good idea. I
Yeah.
love it, and I will be there.
Awesome. I look forward to it. Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Crystal.
Thank you.
All right.